Hello friends, this is Global Patriot John Adams. Today we're going to be discussing how there definitely should be a global Second Amendment now that we've reached a higher advanced age of humanity where we have different electronic devices like I'm using here and computers and all this and whatnot to be able to connect together. We kind of start need to having global rights, certainly for all humans. So we're experiencing some totally psychotic things where many people across the world are completely racist. They're like anti-Gazite. They just hate the Gaza people. They want to genocide them like constantly. And all of America is willing to fund this, it seems, indefinitely. So we have to worry about these anti-Gazite racists. And most of them do seem to live in Israel and the USA. So, this is kind of why I'm trying to move to being a global patriot. I'm just not, I'm not okay with the obsessive genocide of people in Gaza. Like, they're just bloodthirsty, it seems, for Gaza people. And I'm not. So, I'm trying to not be a part of that. I could move to maybe some other little type of country and, I just want to have like a farm or something and barely survive. I mean, right now in the USA, I can only make $300 per year or so, and I'm actually living off of wild edibles out in the forests and whatnot. So pretty much anywhere else would be a better place. And a lot of people, at least the collective society, they pretty much hate patriots. This likely has to do with the fact of all the different propaganda that's out in just the soap operas and all. They have anti-patriot propaganda in video games and stuff. So, I mean, it seems like people just, they want to be genocided by Barack Obama. They love to take financial beatings from corporations, and there's nothing that Patriot John Adams can really do. I mean, I can barely even survive here to tell them about it, so it's just not safe here for good people, and, it's about time for us to start leaving, and it seems to be right about the same time that Barack Obama just quadrupled the price to renounce your citizenship, and, yeah, so you got all that to deal with. But also, basically, all the countries which, have lost their gun rights, like Mexico, Ukraine, and all the other countries in the past that were culled by their elite people and whatnot. All those countries, they lost their gun rights. So right before that, and now it seems that if we could give some of those countries gun rights back, like Mexico and Ukraine, they could start to restore themselves. And pretty much the only countries which actually are peaceful and have gun control, countries like the United Kingdom and Australia and other places, maybe even Japan, they're pretty much completely protected by the U.S. military. And they still do have increased knife crime, UK and also China and whatnot. So it does seem like having basically the proper individual protection is very necessary to having a good society. And, it seems like nuclear missiles and whatnot could be, that's like a collective thing. And that's definitely not an individual on individual type of attack. So that's what maybe should be targeted for control, if anything. Also, yeah, I'm pretty much prevented from surviving in this area. So as I'm being attacked and my life's like purposely being destroyed, as I've told you guys many times, when I was about 13 years old, I was wrongly accused of terrorizing cats, and they actually invaded my house along with 10 of my different friends, pretty much everyone I knew at the time, and they said that we were terrorizing cats, and pretty much all of us were named just basic white people names. I mean, it's totally out of control. And what else? We may also need some type of Messiah reserve, just because the Chinese and Israelite governments are attacking anybody that has a YouTube, and either they're either they're really attacking them, or they're probably funding them out the wazoo with cash. So that's pretty much the only options you got out there. So we're starting to see people are kind of like saying that we should do in the Messiahs because they seem crazy or something, but without factoring the obvious issue that they could be being attacked by microwave sound cannons and implanted voices. I mean, that's just totally psycho. You're just doing in your own country. You're saying, let's do in all the people that are standing up for us. So there maybe needs to be some type of Messiah reserve, or for some type of protection for people who openly support basic human rights and stuff, because they're pretty much, every last one of them is going to be being attacked, and if not by all that other stuff, definitely by like fake advertisements on their computers and just like digital attacks that seem to be just all types of crazy stuff like this, guys. I mean, it's really out of control. And so yes, the USA helps constantly genocide Palestinians, and they're supposedly ethnic cleansing, but they're kind of like ethnic muddying and whatnot. So yeah, I'm not ashamed to leave a country that's obsessively genociding people, and I mean, it's just the most hypocritic thing there is, that we support a racial state to go out and cleanse areas. I mean, it's like a. So yes, I'm gonna be changing my name to Global Patriot. I'm kind of upset with the United States a little bit. I'm not gonna attack them or anything like that. I'm hoping that there's some possible way I could leave this you know, country of, it's just changed from being a good country to not being a good country and whatnot. And yeah, I mean, just collectively, the citizens want to be attacked by Obama. They seem to enjoy it. They refuse to really stand up. And you know, pretty much the only thing people care about is whether they can watch their next television show and stuff. So, and I've actually visited many other countries in the world, and not all of them are like this. Like, they're not obsessively, you know, into things like Miley Cyrus and just like, you know, destroying their bodies and cells and, you know, all this crazy stuff that we're dealing with. So yeah, support Global Second Amendment. Patriot John Adams is going to be changing to Global Patriot. So yes, please be sure to support anyone who supports basic human rights in the United States. It's very rare, and you know, make some waves and tsunamis. Signing off.